The Dark Horse, a tale of betrayal, magic, and justice. In a small, tight-knit community, a man named Ethan lived a life that seemed ordinary to those around him. But beneath the surface, Ethan was a man of deep spiritual connection, guided by his intuition and protected by forces he couldn't always see. Unbeknownst to him, a group of individuals, friends, family, and even neighbors had conspired against him, driven by envy, greed, and a desire to control his destiny. The conspiracy unveiled. The group, which included Dylan, a manipulative lawyer, Brenda, a nurse with a hidden dark side, and Jacob, a charismatic but deceitful businessman, had been working together for years to sabotage Ethan's life. They were joined by others, including a stepfather named Joe, who had always treated Ethan like an outsider, and a godmother named Mariah, who had secretly been practicing dark magic. Their motives were clear. They wanted Ethan's abundance, his spiritual gifts, and his destiny. They believed that by using dark magic and illegal means, they could strip him of everything he had and claim it for themselves. The group had even gone as far as performing rituals involving bones from graveyards, voodoo dolls, and sex magic to bind Ethan's energy and block his sacral chakra, aiming to prevent him from having children and continuing his bloodline. The dark magic. The group's dark practices were extensive and disturbing. They had performed suicide spells, hoping to drive Ethan to despair. They had used voodoo dolls to inflict physical and emotional pain, causing him unexplained bruises, scratches, and numbness. They had even performed full moon rituals to manipulate his mind and make him feel like he was losing control. One of the most shocking revelations was that they had used bones from a graveyard to create a spiritual link to Ethan, attempting to control his life force. They had also performed death magic, hoping to manifest tragedies in his life. Their actions were not just spiritual. They had also engaged in illegal activities, including blackmail, fraud, and conspiracy, to further their goals. The hidden strengths. Despite their efforts, Ethan's spiritual protection proved to be stronger than they had anticipated. Unbeknownst to the group, Ethan was a dark horse, a person with hidden strength and resilience that emerged when least expected. His connection to the divine and his ancestors of the highest white light shielded him from their dark magic. Ethan's intuition had also been his guide. He had always felt something was off with the people around him, and over time, he began to distance himself from them. He cut ties with Dylan, Brenda, Jacob, and the others, sensing their toxic energy. Little did he know, his actions had triggered a reversal of their dark magic, the reversal of karma. Everything the group had intended for Ethan began to backfire. Their spells, rituals, and illegal activities started to unravel, and they found themselves facing the consequences of their actions. Dylan, the lawyer, was now under investigation for corruption and fraud. Brenda, the nurse, was dealing with legal issues related to her involvement in the group's dark practices. Jacob, the businessman, had lost everything: his wealth, his reputation, and his sanity. Joe, the stepfather, was now experiencing the same emotional neglect he had inflicted on Ethan. Mariah, the godmother, was haunted by the dark magic she had practiced, suffering from nightmares, sleep paralysis, and unexplained body pains. The group's attempts to block Ethan's abundance had only brought financial ruin upon themselves. The legal fallout. As the group's actions came to light, they found themselves entangled in a web of legal troubles. Federal investigations were underway, and some members of the group were facing imprisonment. Dylan, who had once been a respected lawyer, was now a pariah in his community. Brenda had lost her nursing license and was struggling to make ends meet. Jacob had fled the country, but his past was catching up with him. The group's illegal activities, including blackmail and fraud, were being exposed. They had tried to frame Ethan for crimes he didn't commit, but their plans had failed. Instead, they were now the ones facing criminal charges. The FBI had taken an interest in their case, and it was only a matter of time before they would be brought to justice. Ethan's story served as a powerful reminder of the importance of self-love, intuition, and divine protection. While the group was falling apart, Ethan was thriving. His spiritual gifts had only grown stronger, and he was now being guided to help others who had experienced similar betrayals. He had opened his own spiritual practice, offering guidance and healing to those in need. His intuition, which had once been his only defense, was now his greatest asset. Ethan's triumph. He had faced unimaginable challenges, but he had emerged victorious, his cup overflowing with abundance and love. The aftermath. The group that had conspired against Ethan was now facing the consequences of their actions. Their dark magic had backfired, and they were now living in a tower of chaos, a term used to describe the complete destruction of their lives. They had tried to bind Ethan, but they had only bound themselves. Ethan, on the other hand, was free. He had cut ties with the toxic individuals in his life and reclaimed his energy. His story was a testament to the power of resilience and the inevitability of divine justice. This story, rooted in spiritual warfare and divine justice, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of envy, greed, and dark practices. It also highlights the power of faith, resilience, and the unwavering protection of the divine.